Cast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Hi everyone, welcome to the webinar. Ron here at AbleSys. We'll go over the charts and the signals from today and from recently, and we'll take a look at exactly where the buys, the sells, and the stop losses, and what you should be looking for on your chart to identify these. It's really simple because we're just putting all the colors together. We just want triplet confirmation, meaning we just want a lot of odds stacked in our favor before we even do anything. Meaning we've got to have the 1 minute and the 3 minute on the short-term trading, on the futures day trading, or if we're doing a little bit of a swing, because this is a good market for a swing, you want to have the 120-minute, I like the 2-hour, and the daily combination. It's a good, nice chart for a swing. And we just want to have, triple confirmation before we make a trade, because that greatly lowers our risk. And we're only about low risk trades here at AbleTrend. That's why, it works so well for a long period of time. So I got Caterpillar up here. I mean, and that's what you're looking for, no matter what you're trading, because we never tell anybody what to trade, and everybody around the world who uses AbleTrend uses, trade something different, whatever they like. Only counts what you think. But the point is, when you're looking on your chart, you just want to make sure you've got triple confirmation: a blue bar, a 2-hour dot, and a blue daily X. They just have to be together. We would never ever buy if there's a red X above. Well, that's kind of obvious, I guess. Like right here, that's clearly a no trade zone. We would never go short if there's a blue dot or a blue X below. And that goes for every chart, every time frame. We never ever mix red and blue vertically. Never ever, because they are opposite trends. It's telling you the trend is going in the opposite direction. It's an opposite direction signal, so no trade. Okay, just want to make sure everything is working good, and it is. Okay, so I mean, this is a triple confirmation sell signal, and clearly picked up a huge downtrend of the beginning of this month, where obviously the market crashed. So anybody trading puts, let's say, or shares on Caterpillar, if you were using AbleTrend a couple of weeks ago, we had the short at Caterpillar at 124 until we got stopped out, and the stops go with the second higher small red dots above the price. So when the price is in this area here, there's the red dots above it. There's where the stop goes, second higher, and we would be stopped out right there. But from 122 to 102, that's a big time winning trade if you got a put option on that one. And you got the buy signal came in about a week ago at 102. You're already up to 116 today, and the stop loss is at 108. So we can't lose on the trade. We're guaranteed $6 a share. And if you got a call option, that's even a lot more money. That's a guarantee of a $6 share right now. And at the moment, we're winning a whole lot more. But, we got our stop loss at this point. Second lower small blue dots below the price. And as the dots go higher, we'll move the stop losses up higher. And that's how we manage our risk and lock in our profits. Kind of simple, but sometimes a little more difficult to do because we all have emotions. And that's where you and I and everybody gets in trouble, because not one of us can win trading on emotion or on feel. That's a no chance win. You got guaranteed to be unsuccessful doing it that way. The reason the software works so great all these years and is so highly profitable is because it has no emotion. So what's the key? To be successful, you just have to be able to trust it and trade it, and just go by the simple rules that we use and have researched for many years, which is why it's so consistent all these years. Cool stuff. Sometimes, like I say, just a little easier said than done because we have emotion. And the more emotion we put into our trading, the less successful we will always be. Let's take a look at the E-mini NASDAQ. It's our favorite market to day trade. You can trade any market in the world that you like. We find it's the smoothest and the least choppy, meaning the least amount of losing trades than most of the markets, especially really difficult choppy markets like gold and silver and crude, and even little ES can be that way compared to NQ. So let's jump in, and the currencies for sure. So let's take a look and see. We had some really, really big winning trades here today. It was a highly profitable day, yet there was definitely some losing trades too. So it was a bunch of trades, quite more than normal. I would say, just take a quick look. I think it was about 10 trades today, and just a really nice day overall. So, we're going to start off with an obvious no trade zone. We've got a triple confirmation buy signal right there, right around 10 o'clock, which is about 30 minutes after the market opened. And that's a losing trade because we put the stop 1 point below the bottom of the triple confirmation bar. Now, you've got to wait for that first bar to close. Once it does, we're in on the very next bar. As soon as that next bar starts, we hit the market. We buy market. By the way, if anybody was trading earlier, when the big report came out at which it's 8:30 Eastern. Oh my, look at this move right here. Oh man, the signal, the AbleTrend signal, nail this one big time. There's your perfect triple confirmation sell signal. It's the opposite of a buy. Big red X, small red dot, and a red price bar. The big dot in the middle just tells you it's the first red bar. It's not that big of a deal. See, the big blue dot in the middle here is the first blue bar. That's all it is. Not, it's just telling you there's a possible trend change come, and we'll take the trade if the 3-minute also agrees. You don't have to have the 2-minute agree, the 3-minute. The big X, small blue red dot, and a red bar. That's all you need. Keep it simple. And that was an absolute home run trade right there. Just keeping it simple, we'd be out over here. There's the 2 greens. We put the stop 1 point above the top of the green. Never got hit. There's 2 greens there, actually even before that. Never got hit. There's 2 greens there. Never got hit. Kept going lower. There's 2 greens there. Kept going lower. Finally, we were stopped out there. It's about 74.20. After going short at 75.20, was a 100-point winner. 1 point is $20. That's $2,000 winner. AbleTrend gave to me, you, and everybody who's using AbleTrend and following the rules. You got to be disciplined. You got to be like a robot. You have to push your emotions aside to be successful. Otherwise, none of us are going to win. That's the key, which is the hard part. That's why it's just not for everybody. Day trading is just not a business for everybody. And I tell everybody, some people I say, you know what? Don't buy it. It's probably not going to work out for you because you can't follow the signals. If you can't follow the trades and the rules and the AbleTrend signals, why buy it? It doesn't make any sense. But I'll dare anybody to compare our signals to what they were using before they bought AbleTrend, and I will guarantee you, and I'll do this with anybody who wants to, you'll find the AbleTrend signals will beat it every single time. Not every day, because I'll also guarantee you they'll be losing trades, and I'll guarantee you they'll be losing days. Write that down. I can guarantee you that. I tell it like it is. I don't sugarcoat it. I don't only show the winners and gloss over the losers. That's fake. I can't stand fake. I don't like when somebody does that to me. So I'm going to show you the winners. Here's a $2,000 winner right there. I'm going to show you the losers too. It works both ways because this is about real life trading, not fake stuff or sim trading, which is great to do when you first start out, but that's not real. I'm talking about real stuff with your money, money where your mouth is. And you can see right here, first trade of the day, loser, right there. Bottom of the blue bar, 2-3 minutes later, we're stopped out. That's a losing trade right there. That's like about good 15 points too. Wasn't a good start. Now, if you traded earlier, well, yeah, you're up a ton of money. But I don't even count the pre-market. Even that $2,000 winner pre-market, not even counted because we don't normally start till the market opens. So what do we do from here? When do we get back in? If you're looking at this live and you're looking at this right here and you make your trade and you lost, okay, what do I do? When do I get back in? Well, obviously you get back in on a reversal. If you get a red bar, a red small dot, and a red big X, nothing else counts, just that, or a sweet spot. You've heard me say that a million times. That's a pullback right there. When I see this on the chart, sweet spot, next blue bar, I'm going long. If the tick chart also agrees. The tick chart is a very fast chart. If the faster chart isn't already long, Well, why would I take this? Why would I do it on the 1 minute chart if a tick chart isn't already long? That'd be kind of silly. I mean, I'm not trying to beat the signal. I want confirmation. Otherwise, I'm not going to risk my money. So you say, okay, well, when do you get in? Well, when you get in right here, there's your triple confirmation tick chart agreement at 10:19. We're in right there. That's 10:19. So we're long. See how we did. Coming back. Oh, stop loss is the previous lower blue dot on sweet spots, because we want that protection. Look how the price hit the blue dot, stopped. Come all the way down, hit it 3 times there, stops. Like, how did AbleTrend know that? We started that row of dots a half an hour before that even happened. Oh, that's why it's a really helpful program with a 20-year track record. That's why we're still around after all these years. If it wasn't any good, I wouldn't want it. Nobody else would either. It'd be ridiculous. It'd be ridiculous to buy it. Stop out there. There's your 2 greens. So we move the stop from here. We want to move it a little closer because we got a huge profit here. So when I see 2 greens, now I'm getting a little like 2 greens. I'm still above the blue dots, which means I'm in my safe zone. Yeah, but I got 2 greens, so got to keep it simple. But I gotta do what you got to do. So we're out over there, out at 50, right around 60, and we got long over here at 20. That was a 40-point winner. That's $800 per 1 standard contract. Okay, now we're up a pile of money. We're going to go into the next trade, and we're going to lose 2 in a row. Losing trade, luckily it wasn't too bad. Losing trade, again, these are short bars. Stop goes on the bottom of the blue bar, so didn't get beat up too bad. Okay, so we made 40 points. Let's say we're up about 20 points at this stage, probably a little more, but I always like to factor in some extra commissions and slippage. And you're not going to nail this exactly perfect, just like I wouldn't, or anybody else. Okay, triple confirmation buy signal right there. Here we go again. Starts to go up. Now we only use the 2 green bar exit when we're in profit. I want to say at least 10 points, a couple $100. Otherwise, it's worth it to use the 2 green bar stop. So again, I repeat, because some people, I don't know, they don't. I talk to them, they forget that part. You must be in profit. Like you say, well, here's 2 greens. Do I put my stop here? No, you're only up a couple of points. We're not here to make a couple of points. We're here to make real money. But it has to be low risk, as you heard me say it 100 times. Stop is here. Well, we're going to keep it there. We got in here. What do we got to risk? 5 points? That's nothing. So we're going to keep on going. We're going. Okay, now we're starting to get into a little bit of profit. We're up, yeah, you know what? We're up about 10 points right there. So we're stopped out. Okay, we take our 10 points. We're happy with that. Okay, obvious no trade zone. Look at it. A good half an hour, almost an hour, when everybody else was getting beat up in this sideways choppy mess. AbleTrend users didn't take a trade. They just hung back and didn't do a thing. Because that was a classic, perfect no trade zone. Triple confirmation sell right there, and boy, was this going to be a home run right here. So if you're looking at this live, watching, you're looking up, you're saying red bars, I got a little 2-minute X's. When I get that big X 3-minute, I'm long. And here's the key. The price closes below the blue support dot X's. The price closes below the blue crosses. We've broken below that support point. That's a key point. We've broken below support. Very important. Down we go. There's the 2 greens. Stop out the very next bar. And we made 20 points on that trade. It's a little more, but I call it 20 because I always say a little less than what the gains were and a little more than what the losses were. That's unusual. Most people do the opposite and exaggerate. So pick up a nice trade there. That's another 20-point winner. There you go, right there. One of my favorite times to trade is that 2 o'clock Eastern time trade. Just seems like so often there's a great trade then. Obvious no trade zone. Again, filtered out another false signal, kept us out of that sideways mess. We're short over here at 75.10. Stop out right there. Previous higher red dot, and we made 14 points. Let's call it 10 points. Again, I like to downplay the gains. Nice trade right there. Obvious no trade zone. Now there's a sweet spot, I believe, right in there. 1416. Yeah, I remember that sweet spot. 1416. Yes, also came in at 1417. So 1417, yeah, the longer red bar there, and we lost in that trade. I want to point that out. That was a losing trade. I'm searching for these losing trades. I want to make sure that you realize that there are going to be some losing trades. So I'm not glossing over those in any way, shape, or form. I want to make sure that I go out of my way to point out the losing trades. And we lost 12 points on that trade. And then, of course, the end of the day was that last hour. You know how I love that. Last hour right there, there's your long. And that one, well, that one just made a little bit, actually, because it did pull back. Although there's your two greens, and we're going to get stopped out there. Whoops. But that was a nice little, nice. Well, no, that was a losing trade right there, because we're going to put the stop loss 1 point below the bottom of the bar, and 5 minutes later, we got stopped out. Now, this was a winning trade right here, but that's the last 10 minutes of the day. Even though that was about a 15-point winning trade, I'm not even going to count that. Not even going to count that, because it was toward the end of the day. Some people may not have taken that. So even though, again, Able's picked it up, in real life trading, you might have quit by that at the end of the day. I'm going to go through the real quick. I'm going to go through the questions. Michael Z, chart showing, sound is good. Thank you, my friend. Ashok, Ron, can you walk through the NQ 3-minute as well? I cannot. This is the 1 minute, 3-minute chart, Ashok. This is the one we use. We don't really use the other chart except for the support and resistance points. We just strictly use the 3-9 because it's too much risk. I mean, the 3-9 is actually a better chart. It's actually a more profitable chart, but there's just no way you can handle 40, 50, and 30-point stop losses. I mean, 99% of the people cannot. So the 3-9 is strictly used for the X's. In fact, you don't even need to use it, but I like to keep it up there, and I'll go through that in detail with you tomorrow, Ashok, when we do the one-on-one trading session. But you do not need the 3-9 chart. I just use it for extra confirmation, and the reason I use it is I will not buy. Let's say get a buy signal, and the buy signal on the 1 minute, 3-minute comes in. And it's like right here, there's a red X right above it on the 9-minute chart. Keep in mind, the 9-minute chart X, the 9-minute cross, is 9 times slower than a 1 minute chart. So but you'll never catch a reversal in the market. You'll be late to every trade. So that's why we don't use them in conjunction, but we do keep an eye on where is resistance, the red crosses, where is support, the blue, those 9-minute support on the blue crosses. So you don't want to go short if you're right on top of a blue cross on the 3-9-minute chart. The same way you wouldn't want to go long if you're right on top of a red cross on the 9-minute cross on the 3-9 chart. Hope that makes sense. But I'll gladly go through that with you in more detail tomorrow for our trading session that we have scheduled, and I look forward to helping you. Steve, why wouldn't you go long at 932? Steve, I don't even know what chart what chart you mean right now. So let's hold off on that. Able TS settings on a 5-minute tick. That's a 2-minute, 200, 500 tick, David. Yes, AbleTrend TS always on every intraday chart. AbleTrend TS only. So that's a 200, 500 tick chart. Nick, you use 10 points for the 2 green bar rule, even though a lot of these trades are taking risky 15 to 25 instead of using 10. Should we be using 20? If that's a little too much for you, Nick, yes, you should be using the higher time frames. What I've been recommending the past few months is to use the micro lots. In other words, instead of $20, or let's say it's a 20-point, you got a 20-point stop, and if it's that's $400 one standard lot. Well, you know what? Trade 2 or 3 micros, and it dramatically drops it down. Bushan, learning something new in every webinar. Very good. Michael Z, 9:35, 3-minute dot up here. Let me see, 9:35, and I think that's probably the same thing Steve might be talking about. 9:32. I'm assuming you mean that. I'm assuming, and I don't know, Steve, because you didn't say. You just said 9:32. I don't know if you mean the price 9:32. You mean the time 9:32? I'm going to take a guess and say you meant it over here, which would be right there is where we're going long. That's when the 3-minute comes in. I think Michael Z might be talking about the same thing. Great. Okay, terrific. So let's take a look and see. Good, that's good. I could knock out two questions at the same time here. We'll take a look at this. Will be the last thing we'll take a look at because I'm 7 minutes over time already. So yeah, that's a triple confirmation buy signal right there. Yes, sir. And we're going to put the stop loss. There's the the price bar is the exact blue dot, blue cross. You don't need the 2 minutes, but it's nice to have the 1 to 2 minute. Also, got the 1 minute. So the stop is now going to go 1 point below the bottom of the blue bar. Starts to go up. Now, another thing, if you're trading multiple contracts, as so many people do, we always automatically put an order in a bracket order to take 5 points, to take one lot off when you hit 5 points. What does that do? It just helps you to get a little bit, cover your expenses that way. But I don't assume anybody's doing it. I assume everybody's just trading one lot, the very minimum amount. So, but so this would be a losing trade. This is a losing trade right there. We would be long at 83, stop loss at 68. First, that would be a losing trade. Yes, sir. We'd be started out good, turned it around, came back down, stop out on that first trade. Yes, sir. Then the next trade was the 40-point winner. Well, no, actually, the next trade we lost 2. We went over this already because we got stopped out right there, and then there was the 40-point winner that came at about 10:18 Eastern. So we, that pulled us ahead of the game nicely. After you get stopped out on a trade, Tom, as mentioned, you get back in on a sweet spot if the tick chart and the 1, 2, 3 chart are all in agreement. Otherwise, you just wait for a reversal. All right, Deborah says, thank you for the webinars. You're welcome, Deb. You're welcome, Steve. Thanks everybody for being here. Everybody pretty much knows the rules by now. You know the rules by now. I'm going over, it just doesn't change. I mean, I know there's been, same people in the room here for years now. So, but it's nice to hear everything again. So the tick settings, David, 200, 500 tick chart, 200, 500 tick chart. Okay. If you need any help with that, that's tech support job, and you can give them a call in the morning. We're going on 6:30 now. So obviously, we're not here. Everything's down now. I do all the trading support. Tech does the tick. The phone number, they have a new number for the tech support, by the way. It's on the website. New number for tech support in the office, 510-495-0976. New number on the website. For tech support, you can give tech a call in the morning. They start at 7 a.m. Pacific, which is 10 a.m. Eastern. And we'll have that, they'll make sure they get that chart set up for you. So good stuff. You're welcome, Vamsi. Thanks for being here, everyone. I hope I was helpful. I'm here all day long. Feel free to call, email. Well, of course, probably 7 or 8 hours of my day I'm with clients doing trading sessions, but whatever I can for you, by now, I'll gladly help. Thanks for being here, everyone. I hope this was helpful. Have a good night and stay safe.